Hi, darlings. It's been so long since I've seen you guys, and we've had a chance to sit down and dig into the story shit at the moment. Megan is not with us right now. We're hoping everybody, hoping that Megan has no internet, that she will magically get her internet back. Everyone put it out there. Magic internet for Megan so she can join us. Sending the magic internet to Megan. Nice. There you go. Amina's right into it. She's like, I got this covered. Don't worry. I got this covered. So I want to start off our astrology discussion. I'm going to read a couple of lyrics for you. And thank you, Jules, for the reminder. It's been a while. Nick and I listened to that song 3 times this morning after you sent the lyrics because it's Tool, and I love Tool. Anyway, Jules sent these lyrics over, and I think it is kind of the epitomized emotional statement of pretty much anyone who's awake right now. Some say the end is near. Some say we'll see Armageddon soon. I certainly hope we will. I sure could use a vacation from this bullshit 3-ring circus sideshow of freaks. Some say a comet will fall from the sky, followed by meteor showers and tidal waves, followed by fault lines that cannot sit still, followed by millions of dumbfounded dipshits. And some say the end is near. Some say we'll see Armageddon soon, and I certainly hope we will. I sure could use a vacation from this stupid shit, silly shit, stupid shit sideshow. I won't get into all the rest of it. That is, the song is, oh, fuck.
Anima.
By Tool.
I woke up with that song in my head this morning, and I just went, I've got to listen to it. It is so Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn has just gone into Pisces.
And this is it. Like anyone I'm talking to, anyone who's even kind of like even marginally aware anyway, is feeling that right now of like this bullshit 3-ring circus sideshow has to come to a fucking end. Please just bring it to an end. Just so done. And I thought it is like, that's when we talk about the emotional climate of society, of the world, because a lot of people who are not even remotely awake are feeling it. And that's why I said we're seeing a lot of suicides right now. We're seeing a lot of people just giving up, because that is the emotional feeling at the moment from what I can see in most places. And I want to open with that today. Can we talk about the planetary aspects of what we're feeling?
We can definitely talk about that. I'm gonna just start my. I've got some slides today.
Ooh, she's got slides.
Ooh, I've got slides.
Jules, I'm gonna make you co-host. That way you can share. Okay, so that way you can share whatever you want if you want to share. Because this is it. Like, okay, we have all the solar stuff going on right now. And Ben Davidson from Suspicious Observers pulled out a brilliant video about a week ago talking about the mental and emotional aspects that come along with a lot of this solar stuff that's going on. CMEs, geomagnetic storms, cosmic rays, etc. But it's more than that. And anyone who has been in this game for a while, anyone who's been part of this circus for a while, you can feel that it's not just that. There is something much deeper, much more profound in a way, that you can feel the pulling of these influences. And that's why I wanted to sit down and talk with you guys today.
Alrighty. So I've just pulled up Saturn in Pisces. So Saturn, we all know about Saturn return, happens about every 27 to 30 years or so. So it feels like we're back in 1994 at the moment, back in the grunge movement.
Yeah, kind
Um,
of. Except the music isn't as good.
the feeling of the loss of faith and the oppressed, and you know, a loss of hope, really. So I've tracked a few of the events with Saturn in Pisces, and seem to have a lot of um, you know, themes around earthquakes and wars and just crazy stuff, and cults as well is a huge one. And movies
That's
like
interesting.
Schindler's List won the Oscars in the years 1994. We've also got like the grunge movement back in the mid 90s. So we had your Tool, Nirvana, all those sorts of bands where, you know, those melancholic feelings are coming to the surface
Mm.
right now. We've had, since 2008, we've had, you know, um, Saturn go through Capricorn and then Aquarius in their domicile, so in their ruling places. And it's all been about structure and form and rules and regulations. And we've been through 2020 and 2021, 2022, and now Saturn moving out of its natural home of Capricorn and Aquarius, where we're sailing into new waters. I've got the pirate ship there. I've got the ghost ship as a representative. I think it's from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like we're sailing into the unknown right now, and it's like, where the fuck do we start? Where do we start again? So we're coming out of what's just happened in 2020, 21, 22.
The
And it feels like
cyclical.
we're in a bit of it's cyclical. It feels like we've got a bit of a hangover right now.
The worst hangover ever experienced. Ever, ever, ever. This feels like one of those hangovers when you did far too much alcohol, far too much drugs, and you went all weekend long and then had to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday and go to work. That's the kind of hangover this feels like.
Yeah. What say you, Amina? You got any feelings of Saturn in Pisces coming up for you?
Well, somebody noted on Twitter that it was kind of funny that nobody from mutable signs seems to be complaining about Saturn in Pisces.
True.
Why is that? Why is that? I have 8 planets in mutable signs, and 4 of them are in the first 3 degrees. And to be honest, I've not mutable people who've got mutable planets tend to adjust. They tend to shift and change. It's everyone else that feels it. I think what it is that it will be more intense when Saturn retrogrades and then goes back over the points that he is at right now. But initially, mutable signs tend to just like switch channel, change mode immediately. But for everyone else, although it's in mutable signs, it should affect mutable signs more. For everyone else, they really do feel it more. So in my own sphere, my own world, I haven't really got the full feeling of Saturn in Pisces, but I have noticed it in like the world around me.
Exactly.
So for example, I've noticed that there's so much, like when Saturn was 2.5 years ago at this point, or 2 years ago, 2.5, no, wait, when it was making a square to Uranus when it was at the beginning of Aquarius and Uranus was at the beginning of Taurus, there was this kind of like square between Saturn and Uranus, like a while back. You could totally feel Saturn trying to break free, trying to hold things down, and Uranus trying to break free from it. This square feeling. And the same, now we are in at around the same point, but in Pisces, it's almost as if there's no boundaries anymore. There is no breaking free, because what are we breaking free from exactly? We don't really know. Are we, what sort of laws are coming in? What sort of financing is coming in? It's all really, really, really weird, from everything to do with governments and everything to do with
question marks.
Yeah, we don't know. Like, if did Macron step down? We don't know. Is there going to be an announcement about like what's going on with Trump or whatever? We don't know. It's going on and on and on. What's going on with the Federal Reserve? We don't know. What's going on in the UK? We don't know. It's like the authorities that were so clear like a couple of years ago with their announcements and their noise, whatever talking points they made was like magnified in a kaleidoscope of media.
Yeah.
That's the thing
now,
with
whatever
Neptune.
talking points they have, it's like a U-turn here. Oh no, bury that news story. Oh no, the guy's not there. He's missing in action. Oh no, what? There was this strong sort of war drum beat going on before. Now what's going on with that? Don't know.
That's continuous distraction. Like, as in, everything is insane. Like, all these things that we're seeing are so transparent. Like the systems of control have become so unbelievably transparent with the ridiculousness, with, like you say, the changing stories, with the, oh no, we don't want to talk about Ukraine right now because China's doing a peace deal, and Biden just said no peace for Ukraine, and everyone went, who, what now? Wait, did you just show us your underwear? Is that what you just did? So now it's distraction. We can't talk about the Ukraine stuff. So you got the Trump stuff all of a sudden happen. Like everyone's talking about that. But then at the same time, we've got like financially, literally the entire financial collapse is happening right now as we speak. And it's the same thing. The new systems are not there, right? Like, people are talking about the new central bank digital currencies. And I'm like, but they're not ready to launch yet. They're not ready. Like, not the governments aren't ready with them. The central banks aren't ready with them. So there is this question, like you said, like, shit's coming down, but the big question is, well, what is coming in to replace it? Or what are they going to use to try and prop up what's already breaking apart?
There's just like, I think the call is supposed to be like on the script. They have their scripted rollout of things and the briefings that go on and all the different levels from government to media to whatever. It all is supposed to trickle down in, and obviously they've got so used to it because they continued this process and everything seems to be predictable.
Same templates.
Yeah, same template. It's very, very predictable. But suddenly, as soon as Saturn into Pisces, it seems to have gone off script and it's being improvised. But these guys are just not creative. They can't improvise, and the chain of command is all falling apart. So I'm quite entertained by it, to be honest.
It's going to be pretty entertaining. I mean, the nature of Neptune is to dissolve things, right? It's foggy.
That's right.
It's it's a murky kind of place. And Pisces is the last sign. And with Saturn, which is all about form and rules and boundaries and structure, kind of like the Capricornian thing. And when they meet, it's like that kind of all dissolves. We don't know where things are heading at the moment.
Yeah,
And
it's like a cartoon world now, and you know,
Yes.
like the Pisces kind of like kids entertainment is cartoonish also. So it's fantasies, animation. It's like it's unreal. But you know, like when you're watching a cartoon, that's a satirical version of our world. You know, like any one of those cartoons that parody our politics.
it is, because
It's like
Pisces,
we're inside that
Pisces
world
is,
now.
yeah, exactly. Pisces is like naturally ruled by Jupiter, like Sagittarius, but it's the nocturnal version, like the yin version of that. And it's like waking up like a stranger in a strange world. It's like waking
Stranger
up
in a
in that
strange land. Well, okay, so
stranger in a
this
strange land,
one of these pieces, right, is on a
Like I woke up
psychological,
feeling like I was a
emotional
citizen.
level. I think that people, when they can feel, even if it's on an unconscious level, when they can feel the new things are coming in, there's a little bit more, I'm going to say calmness. That's not really the word I want. But when you can see new things coming in, it gives you a path forward. So there's a certain amount of you can prepare for it. You can make yourself together. But right now, it's what you said. There is no path forward. There is no clear journey ahead. It's not even like you even know what to fight against at this point. And I think that is got to be one of those undercurrents of the emotional in like craziness that people are going through right now, is because you can't plan. You can't, there's no tangible way forward. They're not giving us the pieces that are saying this is what's the next thing. Because they keep
That's the
changing
thing.
their mind.
We've had that for the last few years. We've had that for many years, with Saturn being in that, their home signs. But with what Amina said, just saying, well, it doesn't really affect me being a mutable sign. I just go with the flow. The important thing is to not get lost. So if you're in the
Anybody who's
desert,
okay with improvising is fine. And
and you
anyone who
and you
needs the
see a
script.
mirage, yeah, you see a mirage in the distance, and you're in a desert. And the important thing is to not lose hope and not get lost in yourself completely.
And it's hard. And we talk about being
But it
the
is
observer.
hard.
We talk about if you can stay, like Amina's saying, if you can stay in that place where you're observing everything out there and not letting it affect you here where you live. But it's very, very hard right now. In everyone's circumstances are different, obviously, right?
Mm.
Because we are inundated so much. I mean, that's why I've completely backed off of social media. Like I'm not doing social media at all right now, because I just don't want to be inundated with this shit on a personal daily basis from friends and family, etc. It is difficult to stay within that observer mode and not be rocked. And I feel like that is that extra influences that we're feeling right now that rock us, because all of a sudden you are spinning and you're like, what am I doing next year? What am I doing this year? Like, I don't even know anymore.
Interesting thing with Saturn there, and we just go back to some of the previous sort of events that have happened. And we're already seeing it now. Like there are